Hi folks, and welcome to Schick Happens. In today's Ohio Country Life vlog, just taking advantage of this unseasonably warm weather we're having here and going into the second week in November. This is not typical of Northwest Ohio, that's for sure. It's actually been in the 70s for the last 3 or 4 days. We hit 75 or 76 yesterday. It's supposed to be 74 today. But of course, in true fashion, this isn't going to last. In the next few days here, it's supposed to get back into the 50s during the day, lows in the low 30s at night. But this stage, my surgery, my second open heart surgery was 2 weeks ago today. So I'm very limited on what I can do. But I am going to take advantage of this nice weather. Get out, walk around the property a little bit, get some exercise in, check my trail cameras, and I don't know, just enjoy this, because it's not going to last. Not too long ago, I did move one of my cameras over to one of these small oak trees with these branches lower to the ground. These are some saplings that I planted about 5-6 years ago. And there's 7 of them here. And usually every year, last few years, around the base of these, the deer are coming up, the bucks and does are coming up and rubbing against these and getting their scrapes down on the ground here. I'm not going to hunt right on this when I eventually can get out and hunt, but it is kind of neat to put a camera out here and see what's visiting the property and what kind of bucks are on the property traveling through, and what I might have a shot at here in a couple months when I can make it out to hunt. Not far from the oak tree here is a couple other saplings that have been rubbed. I wish they'd stay back here and rub these instead of all the pine and spruce that I got planted right behind the house. I usually have about a half-dozen trees that just get annihilated this time of year. This year's no different. They really went to town on a few smaller ones that, well, they're either going to make it or they're not, but fortunately every year I compensate for that and get about 3 dozen trees planted. Back here at the wetlands, taking a quick peek, you can see how low the water is. We've hardly had any rain this year at all, and this is one of the things that suffered from that. As you can almost see mud from the island over to the cattail, and that's the lowest I've seen it in probably a dozen years. Hopefully we got to get a lot of rain and snow this year to fill this back up. So I'm walking out back here to the second pond, which you can see is really low as well. There's normally only about 3 or 4 inches of space in between the water line and that dock. Right now there's 18 inches to 2 feet. We could really use some rain, I can tell you that. But anyway, on the way back here, over here on the side, I kicked up a doe and it just stood there and stared at me for about 15 seconds before it took off. Now I have this camera with me here that I'm pulling these camera cards and checking them. And then obviously the camera I'm filming with. And instead of hitting record on either one, I just watch the doe and then watch it run away and then realize, kind of windy out here, that I have 2 cameras and didn't hit record with either one of them. Go figure. Well, I would have loved to have shown you a few pictures of some deer from the trail cams I just checked, but most of them were just does, a couple yearlings,
A lot of raccoon and squirrel. Now the last time I checked these, I really had some good pictures of bucks. Of course I deleted them, but maybe the next go around I'll have a few decent pictures to post in a video. Thanks for joining me here today on this uneventful Ohio country life vlog. Just thought I'd take the camera along with me on my morning walk, and I'll probably take it along with me again on my afternoon walk out back. Just taking advantage of this warmer weather. Now I know by the time this video airs, we're going to get back to reality here in Northwest Ohio, back into the 40s and 50s, but I certainly wanted to take advantage of this unseasonably warm weather. I might actually here too in the next week or so sit in one of the deer blinds. Way too early for me to hunt. I'm still weeks and weeks and weeks away from lifting over anything over 5 pounds, but I can take the camera back with the tripod, and I'm hoping to get some decent footage from the deer blind and maybe put in a future video. But again, thanks for joining me here today on Schick Happens, and I will see you next week. Cheers.